Everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another family or fiance review, y'all. Okay, so yeah, I haven't returned to the studio yet. I actually got my new laptop finally, thank you Jesus. Okay, so I was moving things from one computer to the next all weekend, kind of. Well, not all weekend, just kind of like Saturday night, Sunday, because I got it Saturday. So, you know, I'm still downstairs trifling through computers, but we get our new couch tomorrow, so it's definitely gonna be probably back in the studio tonight for Love and Hip Hop. There's only one Love and Hip Hop tonight. At least that's all that's recording in my DVR show. But anyway, you know what I'm saying, in my life, I'm sorry if I just, you know, trying to get my mind in the right spot to discuss family or fiance, y'all, you know what I'm saying? But there's just a lot of stuff going on around me, okay? Like, I tried to get this area as neat as possible, but there's like, you know, there's so much stuff to do around the house, and I'm just like, but you know what? We're gonna get it together. We're gonna pull it together, and we're gonna talk about family or fiance. This episode was Sherry and Micah, okay? And Sherry and Micah are, can we say, rushing into things. Micah is a wannabe producer. I didn't get his age, but I'm sure he's too old for a part-time job and a dream. Okay, like, not a part-time job and a dream. He needs a full-time job and a dream. He proposed to her 5 months in, he bought the ring, okay? So they're supposed to be so in love. At least that's what they're showing to us at the beginning, okay? Like I said, part-time job, music producer, okay? So that should let you know something right there. They've been short on bills quite a few times. It seems as if Sherry is supporting herself as well as Micah. All right, so she doesn't think he's a good provider. So they have their families coming to the house. And her side of the family, her brother, her sister, and her best friend was dead ass wrong for that bodycon dress she had on, but I'm gonna let her live. Just because if Spanx can't help it, you need to figure out a new outfit. Like that. I just don't understand, you know. Okay, anyway, look, I'm sorry, whatever, do what you wanna. I'm just gonna say I had to look at it and I was just kind of like, oh, word. Okay. But they don't think that Micah is a good provider because he is not a good provider, okay? But it is Sherry's passive-aggressive way of putting her feelings out there without actually having to be the bad guy and say what it is that she's feeling. So she's been kind of using her family this entire time, which is obnoxious. Like, it really is annoying. His family thinks that what they've seen of Sherry, his cousin, like, first of all, cousin, I know that this is a comfortable setting. Y'all come to a house, y'all talk to a therapist, but there are still cameras around. Could you have at least gotten the lint out of your hair before you recorded, or was that too much to ask? Okay, see, because I can't stand when seemingly trifling ass people want to judge somebody for being bougie, because that's how the cousin and the mama and, you know, the brother, not as much the brother, okay? The brother was kind of like, you know, clean, but that cousin, okay, and the mama just looked like an old lady, you know what I mean? But the cousin in the hair, I was just like, you look trifling. So for you to be sitting up here judging her for being bougie, it tells me that you seeing her as bougie is your insecurity of being trifling, okay? Because don't nobody look like they got a lot of money betwixt the two of y'all. Because if she had it, she wouldn't be complaining about what she got to pay for and how they ain't made some of the bills. That means you ain't making enough money to cover what he ain't covering, but you want to get married to him. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. I don't understand. Like, to me, it is 2020. So of course there are a lot of situations where the woman might be the breadwinner or she makes more money and the guy might not make as much money, okay? To me, that is perfectly fine as long as everybody understands what their job is and they do their job without the other person having to worry about it. That's all it needs to be, okay? If she got to pay a little bit more to bills than he do, but he still got his little 2-3 bills, his gas, you know, light bill, whatever she want to section off to him, but he needs to be able to take care of that. But however the load is tallied, she needs to be comfortable with that load, and she is not. She's not. Okay, now this guy could be a great music producer, but at the end of the day, you're an adult, and what you don't get to do is live off of somebody else and stress them out because you don't want to do extra. You don't want to do more. You're so willing to spend all your time producing music, but you can't give more time to a job that will help your lady feel more stable and supported. Like, at the end of the day, people can say, oh, you know, we don't want gender roles, but some people appreciate a good gender role. I myself appreciate a good gender role. I don't want to kill a bug. Sorry. Don't want to do it. He's here. I want his big country ass to come in here and kill a bug. Okay, like that's what I'm like. That's one of the things. Okay, that I looked at when I saw him, and I was like, that's what I like. Okay, so for me, I just kind of feel like everybody always wants to be anti-gender roles, but for some people that shit works, and I feel like some women are afraid to say no. That's not what I want. Okay, I don't want to be with a man that feels like he can live off of me. I don't care if I make more money. Like, you can say that. All right, you can say that. And it seems like Sherry is so scared to say that, and she's handling it in a passive aggressive way, and it is quite annoying. Okay, but his family and her family were worse than the two of them. Okay, and I feel like that was on purpose. Like, they were purposefully like not being who they were, but kind of whispering to their family members how they was really feeling, so their family members could do all of the overreacting for them. Because I think that cousin had to have a bug put in his ear by Micah, even though he didn't say it. Like, why do you feel so strongly that she's bougie? Why do you feel so strongly that she's tripping about the money issue? Like, his family was really upset that her family brought up the finances. Like, the mom was like, why are you bringing up the money? What does that have to do with you? Da, 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 da. And it's like, well, at the end of the day, if we're going to put everything out on the table as we are, if you can be uncomfortable with her bouginess, then she can be uncomfortable with the fact that this nigga's living off of her. Like, she can do that, okay? So I just kind of felt like there was some unfairness on both sides. I thought that his mom was defensive. His cousin was defensive. Because I don't think they understood the financial side of the situation. But see, Sherry's family doesn't know a lot about what actually happens within the relationship, okay? Micah's brother had all the tea, okay? All the tea. And when they all sat down to talk about, you know, what their issues were with the relationship, a lot of people, you know, obviously the money, it's too soon, all of that, okay? That's usually what it is, okay? But the brother put it on the table that the only reason he proposed is because Sherry stopped talking to him for a few months. So the way the story is eventually broken down, I ain't about to go through all of that. We're going to get to how it was eventually broken down, okay? The brother told her best friend in that tight ass, ill-fitting garment that she was wearing, Jesus help us, okay? Sis, I'm sorry if you watch this and you feel bad, but there's no way that I can get through this review without mentioning you in that dress. It was just no. And I think this was when I really noticed it, when he was playing pool and you were talking to him trying to get the info, okay? And he said that apparently Sherry dances, and when she goes to dance, there are older men there, and she dances with these older men, and she's also attracted. So there's sometimes some flirtation that happens, and they don't like the flirtation. And I kind of feel like, as a Southern woman, honestly, I feel like we flirt. Like, that's just how I feel about it. Like, we flirt. I'm not gonna front. Like, we flirt, but it's harmless to me because, you know, men perceive anything as flirtation. And I have been, you know, quite a few times in my life been hollered at by a man, and if I rebuffed him too harshly, then all of a sudden I'm every bitch, hoe, or whatever on the street, and you driving in the car. Well, if you didn't, you know, all of that, I don't need all of that. So I, you know, hey, and I get out there as quickly as possible. So, you know, it depends on what people see as flirtation. But if you're dancing with somebody, obviously there's going to be some type of flirtation, because dancing with somebody is that type of, like, you know, physical touch environment, you know. But either way, he was uncomfortable with the fact that there was flirtation with these men that she's admitted she's attracted to. But my whole thing is, why not go and be with an older man that has a more, you know, supportive lifestyle, that can give you more, that can be equal to you, shit, can pay some of your bills? Why go and be with a guy that depends on you when you can go and be with these older men that you dancing with? So I feel like something to that doesn't really make sense, because I'm trying to understand, if you have these men that you like that are right there when you're dancing with them, why would you go and get with a man that for one can't dance, and for two, you know, you have to take care of? Older men, like a lot of the times, especially if they doing stuff like dancing, probably have disposable income out here, okay? So I'm just looking at this situation like something here isn't making sense. However, he felt some type of way because of the dancing situation, so then he gets online and starts talking to some female and starts flirting with some female online. Now, he never met up with her, never had sex with her, but he was just talking to her. So Sherry finds the emails between him and the woman. Now, I don't know why you would ever do it on email. Oh my God. Like, I'm just saying, your email is attached to everything. Like, you do that type of stuff on your DMs or in Snapchat where it can be deleted. Like, you don't put that stuff. I don't understand what be wrong with people when they get caught stupid like this, okay? But either way, I'm just saying, like, technology helps you cheat these days. So the fact that you got caught in the emails and not in the DMs is just like, what year are we in? Either way, he got caught. She felt some type of way. She stopped talking to him, cut him off for 2 months. So the first time they saw each other after that 2-month cutoff was him running up on her with the ring, will you marry me? And her saying yes. And it's kind of like, why would you say yes to a proposal when you just cut somebody off because you didn't trust them? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things about their relationship just does not make sense. So I can only assume a few things. I can assume, like the family said, she's trying to rush and settle because she just wants to be with somebody. You know, women, we got biological clocks and shit. So we be trying to hurry up, get it in and get it done. But at the same time, like, I'm not settling that hard. Nah, that's too much. But they don't even really know each other. They've only been together for, how long have they been together? Like maybe a year, if that. Because I don't know how long it's been since they got engaged. But if you got engaged 5 months in and we're already here, like, obviously, you know, y'all haven't been together that long. So it is rushed. But not only, you know, can I say, oh, I'm wondering about her motives, I'm wondering about his motives. You found a beautiful woman who is willing to take care of you. I'm not going to let that go. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know if this music producer career will pop off or not. And if it pops off, great. She gets to reap the benefits of that. You know, if you don't leave it for a white girl. But on the other hand, it's kind of like I'm stuck being this person that is constantly stressing myself out so that I can make a way for you to live your dream. When is it going to be my turn if you don't ever make it? And no matter what anybody says, if you're in a relationship with somebody, that's something that is on your mind. Okay, if you love them enough, you'll, you know, go through it. But a lot of the times, women don't be knowing if these things gonna work out. But they see, you know, the Kevin Harts of the world and, you know, all of these other celebrities that if they didn't stay with their baby mamas or the women that they was with when they got on, they at least took care of her. So there's always that too. You know what I mean? So I'm sure there are a lot of things going through her mind about this situation, because he is very talented. At one point in the show, they have an actual music producer. I forgot his name, y'all, I'm sorry, but he sat down with the brother and the sister and they played some of Micah's music, and he has like an old school ear, but I liked it. I actually thought it was pretty dope. And once they heard it, they felt like he was talented, and they felt like they can get behind the dream as well. Once they heard the music, they had never heard the music. There hasn't been a lot of interaction, and that's the main problem. Out of all of these couples that come on this show, when they don't have real communication between the families and the partners, like, it just really gets misconstrued. Because people don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? So they really just going off of what one person is saying and the energy they getting, which can sometimes be uncomfortable energy that they take as attitude and all of that. But sometimes people don't know how to deal with awkward silences and being uncomfortable in front of family members. That shit is uncomfortable. Sometimes you don't know what the hell to say. You don't know how you're coming off. You just know you're trying to be nice. But it's uncomfortable. Like, I've been in situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Sherry at some point talks to his family, and one of the things that the mom vocalized was that she feels as if Sherry's family, and, you know, by proxy Sherry, feels as if Micah isn't good enough for her. And that mom was really bothered by that child, okay? Her little, you know, whatever was going on in her hair, child, the life had been sucked out of it. And it looked like it was about to lift up off her head after that was said. Like she was, you know, the hair was just like, ugh. And then when that was said, things started to rise. I didn't know what was going on, but I could tell by the mama's hair that she had gotten upset about them feeling like her son wasn't good enough. And I think that validated them thinking that Sherry was bougie. Then what happens is Sherry burst into tears. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I was laughing. She burst into tears in front of his family because she's like, you know, I just don't really want to go through all of this, and I support him, and I support his career, and I pay all the bills. I don't know if he's told you that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's obviously been miscommunication to where Micah's been fronting to his family, making it seem like he's providing more than he really is. Like, she said from the gate that there have been times that they have not been able to pay their bills because he's not helping. That is an issue. And the fact that that's never been communicated to his family just lets you know that he be fronting. And I don't know how I feel about that. Her family, her brother specifically, gives Micah a prenup because they want him to prove that he's not trying to live off of Sherry. And I was just kind of like, that is not your place at all. And even though Micah vocalized that he was very uncomfortable and felt like they were tripping by asking that of him and even putting that on the table, he still went ahead and signed it. And I was like, why would you sign it? Like, it's obvious that that's a conversation that should have happened between the two of them, Sherry and Micah. Okay? The brother shouldn't have been in that situation. The sisters shouldn't have been in that situation at all. But that's how they let you know that both of them are doing way too much running of the mouth to their families, okay? Because they have really dictated how their families feel about their partners. And I think Sherry, even though she had been lying to her family about a lot of things, they had no idea about the breakup and all of that type of stuff. They had no idea about, you know, that being the basis for the proposal. Her friend expressed to her that she was really upset that she kept that from them. And when they talked, she explained that she kept it from them because she really wanted them to like Micah. I'm like, but then you run your mouth about the money situation. So do you really want them to like him, or you just didn't want to talk about the things that embarrassed you? Because you knew the first thing they would say is, why would you accept a proposal from him? Like, what's going on there? His mom said the same thing at dinner. Like, don't sit up here and try to make it seem like Micah rushed y'all's situation. Not that everybody is, you know, questioning you and asking you questions about why it is that you even said yes to the proposal if you're so unhappy with y'all's relationship. Like, how does that make sense? And that's something his mom kept saying, and it really bothered her. Like, she got upset because she couldn't really handle how they felt about this prenup situation. Like, at dinner, the BFF tells the whole table, okay, that she's happy that Micah signed that prenup because that made them feel more comfortable with his motive. Micah hadn't said anything about the prenup, and she acted like she didn't know about the prenup. He said, did you know about them asking me for a prenup? And she said no. And then as the conversation went on, he was like, so did you have a conversation with them about a prenup? And she was like, you know, yeah, she wanted to lie. But she realized she was going to get caught in that lie, so it didn't make sense to. And what it all comes down to is she talked to her brother and her sister about what she wanted in that prenup, and then they regurgitated and gave him the information on the prenup because she was too scared, okay, or really didn't want to seem like the bad guy or whatever it is. But she didn't want to be the one to tell him about the prenup. And Micah is really upset about the fact that she did that to him. That should have been a conversation between the two of them, and I totally agreed. I was like, girl, you was down bad for that shit. That should have never come from your brother and your sister. His mom says it's not like either one of y'all are rich. What you need a prenup for? I said the same thing. I said, that don't make no damn sense, girl. You ain't got no money. What you need a prenup for? The cousin gets upset because he feels like y'all talking about Micah like he don't have a degree and like he's not working. And this is when she realizes really how much he miscommunicates shit to his family. Okay? Like, they have no idea that she footing all the bills. Micah is really hurt that Sherry went behind his back with this whole situation, and she throws it on him, talking about, well, he was the one who proposed to her, he was rushing, and his mom says that she was rushing too because she didn't have to accept the proposal, and that's when she couldn't take it and walks off from the table. She can't take the heat. Get out the kitchen. When they talk to Tracy, I really love Tracy for her ability to call people to task when they full of shit. Okay, and she said something to Sherry about this whole prenup situation. You was wrong for that. Okay, then they discussed the email and how they're obviously keeping secrets in their relationship. I mean, it's nothing that actually came out during the show, but it makes you wonder what else is going on. Like, is Sherry talking to somebody else? Like, what's going on? So when they get to the ceremony, she says that she wants to wait until they are actually ready to get married, and she had talked to her best friend about it. Her best friend didn't say anything, but she decided that she was going to give him the ring back, which kind of made everybody feel some type of way. They didn't get to say whether they gave their blessing or not, but she was just like, we're not ready yet. So let's wait for you to get more established and you to get where you need to be, and then we'll revisit this. But I want to work on a relationship and I want to stay together. Okay, so that's what they decided to do. After we see that they did stay together, they actually decided to go ahead and get married on the date that they had already set. And he got a full-time job, so it actually did help their relationship. It seems as if the only side of the family that knows about the wedding is his side. So Sherry is still doing the same shit that she was doing, which is hiding things from her family. But at the same time, I kind of feel like if she don't want to deal with them and how they're gonna react, then don't deal with them. Like, I don't think it's a mandatory thing that you have to have your family involved in every damn thing. Like, if you don't want people to be there, then that's up to you and him. But I do think that it almost shows that she may not be as serious about him as she claims to be if she is not willing to share with her family the way he's sharing with his. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all, I don't know about their little relationship, because he looks like a mooch. He does. He looks like a mooch. And she looks like she's too uptight and, you know, tightly wound to be really upfront and honest about her feelings all the time, like she really should be. And I think he recognizes that in her. So I don't know about their relationship, but they say they still getting married, y'all. I'm sure y'all did y'all research on them. Somebody will comment in the comments and tell me what had happened between them after this. But you know, I might guess I'm happy for him, child. I don't know. That was Family or Fiance. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I will see y'all in the next one.